What is up, everyone? Happy Friday evening. You know what I mean? It's like December 5th or something. You know what I mean? And we're having a good time over here on Friday night. And we're gonna do a little bit. I don't like the term Q&A as much. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do like just hang out. Like we should call it a hangout. I don't never know what to call it. But anyways, we're gonna hang out. I'm gonna hammer the chat. So answer some comments up there. We have some questions. Vinny got some questions ready for us as well. So we're just going to hang out, talk about some the Packers, Bears. I mean, we already talked about it a little bit, but anyone, if you're hammering the chat, we're going to bring it up. But before we get into all that, you know what I mean? Let's give a shout out to the sponsors of this great show, or the great sponsors of this show. I didn't mean to say it the other way. This fantastic show. We got Quick Trip being a great sponsor over here. They have 2 for $3.33. Urge chips and popcorn. You know what I mean? I remember doing they had like I forget what flavor it was, Urge chips, because they experiment all the time. You know what I mean? And they just get real unique flavors. So go over to Quick Trip, check out the Urge chips. They got a lot of stuff going on there. And be sure to check the Quick Rewards app and find out all the deals that they got over there. You know, I'm just giving stuff away over there. And also, Nicolay Law, if you're injured and you need help, check out nicolaylaw.com. They're in the community. They know how it is. You know what I mean? They got the vibe. You know what I mean? So if you're hurt and you want to talk to a real person, check out nicolaylaw.com, not some stiff lawyer somewhere else. You know what I mean? So there we go. We're going to get after this. All right. So this is a stream just for the people, just for the chat. We got some questions as well, but I want everyone to participate. You know what I mean? This is a participation show. I don't want to do all the work. You know what I mean? What's up, Karen? She said, hi, Matt. Hi, Vinny. How you doing, Karen? We're having a good time over here. Then we got Zane in the building. How does Jordan Love avoid the turnovers? I think he's been doing a pretty good job. He's not throwing interceptions. I don't know how players do it, because I feel like when it comes to interceptions, I feel like half of them for like every quarterback is kind of bad luck. Like might be tipped, might have wrong route ran, whatever mistakes were happening. But I think you're kind of lucky when those tip balls in the air like just don't land in defenders' hands. I'm not saying it's all luck, but I think it's a little bit to it. And then just being thrown on time. But he doesn't all the time. He throws some wild passes, pressure in his face. He's only got like 3 interceptions, I think, this season. I might be wrong, but under 5 for sure, under 4 for sure. I think it's under 3.
Hey, Matt.
I think it's 3.
Hey, just to interrupt you real quick,
What do you
Matt.
got?
Speaking of Jordan Love, I think this would be a great time to say congratulations to Jordan Love.
There you go. Jordan Love was surprised by his mother and his wife with the news that he is the Packers nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff in the community, and we don't even know all that he does. And that's the thing, like with players, you really don't know until like awards like this, or this is like he's their nominee for the Man of the Year. Every year, for people who don't know, the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, there's a nominee from every single team, and then at the end of the year, one person wins that award. And it's just people who doing good stuff in the community, and you like to see your quarterback doing that. You like to see anyone doing that. There's a lot of players that do a lot of great stuff in the community, and it's cool to see. But you know what I mean? So shout out to Jordan Love. I want to make sure we don't miss any comments over here. Go Pat, go Karen. You know what I mean? What's up, Thomas? How you doing over here? He said, what's up, Matt Ramesh? And Zane, we need to make Caleb Williams beat us, stop the run. And that is the key to the game. That's the whole key to the Packers defense. It has to be stop the Bears from running the football and make Caleb Williams beat you. And I see a lot of Bears fans saying this about Jordan Love, and that's all cool and fun. But I feel like half the stuff the Bears fans are saying on the internet isn't even real thoughts that they have. They're just kind of like rage baiting, because I mean, they can't be this serious. You know what I mean? They can't be this like this. But yeah, I absolutely do think that it is make Caleb Williams run. And it's not even a dig at Caleb Williams. Like, really, it's just that they're really good at run the ball, and Caleb Williams is not as good at throwing the ball as they are at running the ball. You know what I mean? That's breaking it down. That's just some analysts for you right there. You know what I mean? Thomas said, "What up, Vinny?" Vinny's back there handling the controls. You know what I mean?
What's up,
He ain't doing
Thomas?
nothing right now, but
How you
watching
doing?
me, just staring at me. Hit a button or something.
I'm kind of creepy just staring at him. Yeah, yeah.
Robert said, for the people, by the people. You're not a man, you're not a man. What's up, Erica? Hey, Matt and Vinny, go Pack, go beat the Bears. You know what I mean? And I think they're going to. And, dude, I've seen it, like, these fan bases, the Packer fan base and the Bears fan base is going crazy right now. And I think it's funny because I just read a thread because I've been diving into. I've been trying to stop arguing with Bears fans just because it's not, it's just a circle. It's just a circle of web. I watched I read a whole thread where they were just telling each other how scared they were. Like, you're scared. You guys just can't admit how scared you are. It's like, we ain't scared. Why would we be scared? You're scared. And then they just went back and forth talking about how scared the other one is. First of all, no Packer fan is scared. I mean, I would say most Packer fans ain't scared. There might be some scary cats, you know what I mean? And the same thing goes with Bear fans. They're not scared, all right? They're feeling confident. Bears fans are probably more confident now than they've been in a while. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would be as confident if I was them, but they are confident, you know what I mean? Except for the few scaredy cats, you know what I mean? It's probably about the same for both fan bases. So these fan bases are going back and forth. And dude, this is how I started, like, Packers content, was just trashing the Bears. So that's what I made a post earlier about people calling me, like, they rent free, which is a weird thing to say because the Packers play the Bears this week, and then they're like, why do you always talk about the Bears? I'm like, well, they play this week. Why wouldn't a Packers content creator talk about the team that they're playing? You know what I mean? And then you go on Twitter and you see all these Bears fans nonstop talking about the Packers. But, like, why wouldn't they be talking about the Packers too? Because the Packers play the Bears this week. So, like, it's crazy to me that Bears fans think that no one should talk about them. First of all, be grateful that you're even good enough for anyone to talk about you. Most years, no one's talking about you except for Packer fans when we're trolling you. So I think you should just be grateful that you're in the conversation. You know what I mean? And the whole rivalry thing is crazy because we're going to get into this. I don't want to get it all out the bag right away. You know what I mean? We got some questions. I was going to dive into something, and then there's a question. I want to say it then. You know what I mean? But anyway, this is about the people. This ain't about me. But I get riled up once in a while, you know what I mean? What's up, Rick? Says, hey, Matt, we need the win Sunday. Let's lay smackdown on their candy ass. You know what I mean? And I'm with you, Rick. And you go, Debbie. Deb, I don't know. I don't want to be, change your name over here. It says, Deb, your watch party is all decked out for Christmas. Looks good. You know what I mean? Vinny's been doing some work, set up the Christmas tree, he got the Packer helmet on top. You know what I mean? Got the all the sparkling stuff going on. You know what I mean? I didn't decorate it. What's up, Stacy? How you doing? She said, hi, Matt and Vinny. How you doing, Stacy? You having a good time? Dude. That's what it is right here. It's Toyotathon, dude. And I was never a big believer in Toyotathon. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Where I mean, obviously, like, Jordan loved the numbers are there, like, during Toyotathon, but I was like, never like, I was like, all right, it's like a coincidence, whatever. I'm not saying it's not a coincidence, but then, dude, you start watching, like, dude, he balls, and Toyotathon, LaFleur's record in Toyotathon, or like December, not Toyotathon, but in December is like, I forget the number. I posted on Facebook, but anyways, it's a good number. So the Packers in December Toyotathon. It's happening, baby. I'm a believer. You know what I mean? Let's get after it. Luke says, good evening, Matt. Can't wait. Packers to beat on Bears. Look how Bears beat Packers 16 times back. 80s Packers suck. That bad back 80s. Yeah, 80s was not good. 80s was not a good time for Packer fans. It wasn't a good time for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Especially like the Mafia. You know what I mean? I watched a lot of those documentaries. 80s was a rough time for them. Bears missing their top wide receiver. Oduzzi is out. I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, dude, that's funny because I posted about that earlier today, and Bears fans are mad. Like, oh, why are you highlighting this? But whatever, we got other guys, this and that. And then a Packer fan was mad. He's like, yeah, so we got a bunch of injuries too. Why? Who cares? I'm like, bro, he's a big target on offense. I'm just saying he's out. You know what I mean? Just people need to calm down in the comment section. I'm glad you're commenting, but like, dude, people get like mad on both sides. It's just wild sometimes. You just say a fact, like, hey, this guy's not playing Sunday. Like, wow, who gives a crap? They're all wild about it. You know what I mean? But we're having a good time over here. What's up, Aaron? He said, hey, Matt, how are you? I'm fantastic. We're having a good time on this Friday evening. Chris says we live in their head rent free. LOL, go Pack, go. You know what I mean? Dude, I love the rent free thing because I know Packer fans say rent free a lot. But Bears fans, like, when they say it, I just think that, like, when you say it to someone, like, do you expect them to get mad? Because Bears fans say it to me all the time. Oh, we're rent-free. And, like, what's that supposed to, like, hit it, like, trigger me? Like, you got me. Oh, I mean, like, I'm supposed to defend it? Like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't care, dude. I know. The term is weird for me because you're a rival. It's not just a weird thing between Packers and Bears. The Steelers and Raven fans probably go at each other too. Like we're not like rare. I just the rent free thing, and I get it because that's what you say because like they're talking about you nonstop or whatever. But like I don't know. And my whole thing was on the only part of rent free that I agree with is like the Bears. I just feel like during this week you don't see a lot of them just talk. No, I don't want to talk about this because it's part of the question. I got to answer this later. I'm screwing up over here. Here we go. No, because. I want to say that. You know what I mean? Packers driven. I hope the Packers come right out and punch the Bears in the mouth. And neither regions, their fans are really crawling out of their woodwork this week. And that's what I think it is with this game. Dude, come out fast for the Packers. Dude, come out fast. Come out swinging first quarter. Get some points. Get it moving. Like, let them know, dude. Let them know that this, dude, nothing changed, bro. The ownership is still in session. You won that game last year. The Packers were getting ready for playoffs, and guys got sat in that game. But Bears fans don't want to hear that. If we don't turn the ball over, we'll win. Yeah, absolutely. Don't turn the ball over and limit the penalties. You know what I mean? I feel like the penalties for the Packers, like, just drive killers. You have like a 3rd and 2, good situation. All of a sudden you got a false start or something like that. And like, just clean that up. And I don't know, maybe they have, like, I didn't see the stats in front of me. I'm not a professional or whatever. But I know that, there were some games where it's just brutal over here. And we got Philly Boy in the building. He said, no doozy, no El Scora. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying there. But yeah, dude, that's bad. That's a hit. And I don't know the situation at Jayden Reed. I think we find out tomorrow on Jayden Reed. But if Jayden Reed is able to come back, big plus for the Packers, minus for the Bears. We ain't celebrating injuries over here, nothing like that. But the fact is, every team is missing the players. And, Tucker Kraft, the Packers got a lot of missing parts. That's just how it goes. Aaron says, go Pack, go. Just win, baby. You know what I mean? Just win the thing. I'm way behind in comments. Did you see about the free agents that we got signed from the Seahawks? Philly, Vinny, is that the defensive tackle you're talking about right there?
That one, the defensive tackle that we got was actually from the Giants, is the one that we got.
All right, so I'm not sure who we're talking about there. I might be out the loop because I'm a professional podcast.
I will jump on it. I'll see what I can find.
Figure it out, dude. Do your job. All right, we might have to skip a few comments. I want to get to the bloody hell. Sorry, Fred and Aaron. I'll slide over to Facebook to shake Matt and Vinny up, dude. I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. No, we might have missed a few comments over here, but here comes another one right here, sliding at you. Packers are not scared. 11-1 against the Care Bears. For 7 months, all Lions and Bears fans can say to us, Bears fans is how we went 1-5 in the division last year, but now Lion fans are in the hibernation already because we swept them, and they're hyper trained. And Bears fans can only mention that one single win, and now they think they can win a Super Bowl when they are temporarily in first place. LOL. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you, Timmy. I like that. And that's how it is. Bears and Lions fans, I feel like they're very, very similar. Like when they're winning, dude, they get just goofy. And we don't see it a lot, so we're kind of thrown back by it because they're not winning a lot. You know what I mean? So then when they start doing some stuff, it's wild. I want to get this comment. This one kind of lost my train of thought just reading it. You know what I mean? Love's a bust. That's not a factual statement. That's not even an opinion. That's just a lie. You know what I mean?
That's my last marriage, actually, but that's okay.
Which one? Here we go. Joseph. He says, hey, Matt. You said last one, so I don't know how many you got.
Well, maybe both, yeah.
You're stacking them. Hey, Matt told you the Lions would win. Yeah, the Lions. I mean, it was the Cowboys. You know what I mean? I know the Packers tried to. That's what here's a funny thing about the Lions fans. You know what I mean? And then and this is all love. I mean, the Lions fan, Bears fans. This isn't personal. We're talking football right here. But Lion fans are funny because they were like coming after me in the comments, like, "Oh, the Lions beat the Cowboys. The Packers tied them." I'm like, "Yeah, but we beat you twice." So like, I feel like that's a weird flex. Like, you beat a team that we tied, but we beat you two times. And far apart from each other, so you could even like prepare and get ready. Like, all right, this is what we did wrong. We did it right. Nope, didn't do it. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Shout out to Lion fans. Y'all fun to hang out with. Not hang out with, but talk trash to. Signed a lineman from Seattle today. Okay, there you go. I missed that. I was at work today. You know, I went did some stuff after work. Went out in the world. So I missed that. So I really can't speak on it, but that's good. You know, adding some stuff right there, adding some depth. Lions are coming cheesehead. Where are they coming? in third place. That's what they come in. They go right to third place. It is close. So the Lions got to win. It was a good win. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm not overly worried about it. 710 pounds of humans between the two. What are we talking about? You talking about me and Vinny? Oh no, the lineman. I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure if I was being insulted. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. All right,
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
No, I wasn't sure if I was being insulted or if I was. I'm just used to that. You know what I mean? They're driving me crazy. So close to Chicago, it's hard. Bear, please, I'm begging, please kick their butt, dude. I'm saying, dude, I can't wait for this game to go because like the trash talk in this game, because like I've been talking trash about the Bears for a long time, going back and forth with the Bears fans. I've been on Bears podcast before. Like I've been doing this, but it's just so weird right now, and it's just so like I don't know. It's like lazy and like you know what I mean. It's just weird. Philly Boy says, does YouTube comments exist in your world? YouTube Vinny, you reading too, all Facebook 10 minutes later after the diary. Dude, I put up your comments when you were on YouTube. Like, I don't know what you're seeing, bro. You on a delay? What's happening? Because I seen you talk about it earlier when you were on YouTube, Philly Boy. And I won't have you up in my comment section chastising me and my producer. All right, so Philly Boy, get in your lane.
Yeah, I never learned to read anyway. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need all that reading stuff. What you going to do, get learned up? Here we go. Zane said Bears defense isn't good. 27th pass defense, 23rd run defense, and 28th total. They are living off turnovers. And, dude, they have, like, what is that, a 6-point differential in their win-loss? Like, I seen they're talking about, and, like, the Packers, I think, is, like, in the 60s or something. I forget what it was. So, like, it's crazy how the Bears are really winning, like, games they shouldn't win, really, honestly. But I always say you are your record. So I say it for the Packers, I say it for the Bears. You know what I mean? You are your record. They are the number one seed in the NFC today. I don't think it's going to stay. I think that they're going to stumble. But I'm glad that the Bears fans are having a good time. You know what I mean? They deserve to have a good time once in a while. But it's going to come to a crash. And I think that they know it. Because that's kind of how it goes over the years. Dude, I always say as Vikings, every now and again, have a good season. Like last year, had a good season. Nothing really comes of it ever, though, right? And the Bears every now and again, too. The Bears, it's longer. You know, it's a bigger gap before they have a good season. Now, do they have the winning formula? Are they going to stay like the Lions? You know, the Lions popped up. Obviously, they have a good formula. Dan Campbell's a good football coach. Is Ben Johnson? I hope Ben Johnson gets his just beat down. You know, out-coached. Like, win the game, but just get out-coached, too. And I'd like Matt LaFleur to just go out instead of a handshake, just give him a high five, you know what I mean? Just give him a high five, like, boom! Sweep that. Something better, though. Anyways, Eric over here. When the Packers defense stops the run against the Bears, we will win. Yeah, and then that has to be, obviously, the number one key over there. Matt, you doing the Packers podcast on Sunday, or are you going to the game? I'm not going to the game, so I'll be right here doing our little watch party or whatever. And Travis said the Bears and the Vikings from a few years ago win every close game, not sustainable. And that's the thing, but, like, I mean, I think there's something to it, too, that you say the good teams know how to win in those battle games. So even if you're beating, like, bad teams kind of close, I do think that it gets you war tested. So when you're in close games, if you're in the playoff situation, I think that helps you. But I think that eventually, if you're consistently doing that, I mean, they beat the Eagles pretty convincingly, but the Eagles cannot had a bad game. But maybe the Bears made that happen. I don't know. You can't be too biased with it. But I just think that you can't sustain it, though. You know what I mean? I think the Packers are going to punch them in the face. Let's see. And then that's the thing. We're going to find out. We're going to find out who's what. And we got Greg Haynes in the building. Strawberry Plains checking in, Matt. The biggest Bear Packer game in years. The Pack defense will shut the Bears offense down. Hello, Vince. The Bears get nothing. And absolutely. And that's what it is. I don't think they're obviously going to be able to run the ball, but like the Packers stopped the Lions from run the ball, and they have a fantastic running back, one of the best running backs in the league. And you don't have to like shut it down. You just have to like maintain it, not let it just expose your defense, not let them 30, 40 yard chunks, and not consistently get first downs. You can let them get a little bit, but you just can't let them go crazy, and they can't control the game. Don't like Ben Johnson at all. I ain't gonna lie to you, Deb. I'm with you. I don't like him. I think he's smug. I think he's You know, I don't. It's the shot. Hey, Vinny, how about we play that right now? Let's
Yeah,
talk
I was going
about
to say that is a
Yeah.
great lead-in right there.
great lead
Yes.
in there, Deb. You know what I mean? So, before we play it, Ben Johnson, beginning of the year, said some remarks about Matt LaFleur, and Matt LaFleur kind of had some, answer. I won't say answer, but
He responded with class. Yeah.
he responded. But here's the clip.
I wanted to stay in this division. I know this is the toughest division of football right now. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs this year. I've got tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and the players in this league, having competed against them for the last 6 years. Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, you're talking about 2 guys that are up for Coach of the Year awards as the season ends here. And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
In the building, though. Division's the most important thing?
You absolutely. That's where it starts. That's the starting point because that guarantees you a home playoff game. And we all know how hard it is to come into, especially here in January, and win football games. So, yeah, we got a great division. You can't discredit what the teams have done. And I think Chicago's done a nice job of adding to their roster. And you get a good football coach, as he said himself, in Ben Johnson.
Whoa!
So, but no, I do respect Ben. You can't. He's one of the best play callers in the game.
I like shit talking there. I like that.
Dude, I love that. First of all, I like the rivalry, but let me say about this. You know what I mean? Let me get Phil's comment up here so he doesn't get upset. You know what I mean? But let me say about this. I think he is smug. I think he's very smug, and they feed their coaches things to talk about the Packers. On every Bears coach that's ever been hired, and like the last long time, they hire coaches like every 3 years over there. They always mention the Packers. They always mention beating the Packers. They always take some shot. They always like, oh yeah, we're here to beat the Packers. You know what I mean? Their whole world evolves around us. You know what I mean? A little bit. So let's get to Travis over here. I hope LaFleur doesn't get sucked into Ben Johnson's run all game and keep the game close. If the game plan is as good as last week's, it's double-digit win. And that's the thing, great point, Travis, is Matt LaFleur has to do what he did last week. He said it after the game. He said, we're going to go out swinging. You know what I mean? If it's a close game situation, go out swinging. But that's not, it hasn't been his philosophy throughout the year. He might think it, but he wasn't, game planning for, or even whatever, going through the game like that. So he needs to do that. He needs to have that. Don't be stupid. If you're up a little bit, I get to conservativeness in certain situations, but not when it puts the game in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Just do it when it's smart. That's funny. Just do it when it's good and not when it's bad. You know what I mean? Good. Thanks for the tip, bud. Here we go. Rick says, we'll be watching the game, sound down, listening to your play-by-play. Can't get any better. I appreciate you, Rick. Everyone who watches me on my watch parties, dude, I'm so grateful because, there's a lot of other things you could be doing at that time, you know what I mean? Watching our favorite team. But Vinny has some questions prepared, all right? So we're going to get to the first one right now, but I'm going to answer them. He wants me to answer them, you know what I mean? I don't like answering questions live. All right, Vinny? Just so you know.
Yeah, well, I know, but I want everybody else to answer
whatever.
too.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I mean? You're the producer. Just do what I say.
Yeah, but I'm curious to what everybody else wants to
I'm
answer.
just kidding.
To
But
these
hammer
also,
the chat.
yeah.
Listen to see the comment, answer it, and then we'll go through it together. We'll have a good time. We're just having a good time. We're just screwing around. But so there we go. Let us know what the question is over here.
And check out the nice.
Come on,
cool
producer
effects.
man.
All right, here we go.
Dance, monkey. Why is it physically impossible for Bears fans to not include the Packers with everything in their lives? And this was a comment I kind of made earlier because this has been a thought of mine. I think this might be from a post. I'm not sure if that inspired Vinny to get this. But why is it physically impossible for the Bears fans to not include, all that stuff that I just said? So let me know. What do you think? My thing is with the Bears fans, what they do on Twitter, X, whatever, is they'll say Caleb Williams has this stat, whatever, and they're happy about it. And they'll be like, yeah, if this was Jordan Love, the Packer fans would be going crazy. Why include us? Why? Like, just enjoy your quarterback. You think he's good. You think that 56% completion percentage is good, whatever it is. I forget, it's 50-something, you know what I mean? Have a good time with it. But, like, I don't get why they can't just – and even, like, when they trash talk, they're never talking about why their team's going to win. They're never like, hey, we're going to run the ball and you guys can't stop it. And they're never, like, breaking down that. They're just like, oh, you guys marry your sister and, you know – whatever, all the weird stuff that they talk about, the 2 Super Bowls and, you know, only 2 Super Bowl rings, which is more than their whole franchise history, which is weird.
The one that drives me nuts, man,
what do you got?
is when they say, oh, Caleb Williams is undefeated at Lambeau. Well,
Dude.
you know, Jordan Love is undefeated in Chicago, so
Dude,
what's your point?
that's the difference right there. But let me tell you, the difference in the Bears fans that say, well, Caleb Williams is undefeated in Lambeau Field. He's 1-0, right? And that is a fact. But Jordan Love is also undefeated in Soldier Field. But we don't talk about it. You know why? Because we don't flex on that stuff against the Bears, bro. Our goals are much higher. The Bears are only focused on the Packers. That's why they're like, oh, these undefeated at Lambeau Field. Yeah, well, Jordan Love's undefeated at Soldier Field. We just don't talk about it because it's peasant talk. We don't get involved in that type of peasant talk, you know what I mean? And I know even right now, if any Bears fans are watching, they'll be like, well, you're talking about us rent-free. But yeah, we play in a couple of days, you know what I mean? So I'm going to talk about you. And, you know, you just have to live with it. Dude, everything I just said, I meant it. Stacy says, I feel the hype with the game is crazy. I feel like a peasant not being able to be there. But, hey, we have the #1 podcast to make us feel the presence. You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
Amen.
What?
I said amen to that.
Oh, okay.
Amen.
Ryan says, Jordan Love got lucky with a special team bailout blocked field goal. That's funny. Are you going to be at the game Sunday? I will not be at the game Sunday. I'll be doing my watch party. Right? I was going to go to the game. I was very close going to the game, but the person I was going to go with, you know, wasn't down. Why listen to delusional people trying to make sense? You know what I mean?
That's
Dude,
almost,
just, yeah. What do you
that's
got,
almost like that's almost like saying, you know, a few years back, Aaron Rodgers got bailed out by a nice 40-yard bomb to to a nice wide open Randall Cobb. You know, I mean, you know, he got bailed out on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
to beat the Bears, and yeah.
The whole bailout thing is crazy because they say that, like, even last year, they're like, oh, the Packers barely, they could have lost to the Bears twice. Well, yeah, the Bears could have lost to the Packers twice, too. Like, it wasn't like the Bears, like, blew out the Packers in a second. And they were, like, sitting people. I don't even care. Because the Bears can have that. They can talk about that win. That's the difference, dude. The Packers beat the Bears last year. We didn't spend the whole offseason bragging about how we beat that Bears that year because we won, like, 11 times in a row. You know what I mean? It wasn't a big thing. But the Bears fans, they beat the Packers. Finally, since 2018, they spent the whole offseason talking about it, and now they're the #1 seed in the NFC, and they're still talking about last year beating the Packers as the Packers prepared for a playoff run, and they prepared the U-Haul, you know, testing the tire pressure and whatnot, making sure it can hold all the weights or whatever they're hauling, you know what I mean? So that's the difference between the Packers and the Bears, you know what I mean? We got a sales. Oh, no, that's not the comment I was trying to hit on, but there you go. If you want to get scammed, you hit that one. Just like Ja Money always said, it could be worse. I could be a Bears fan. My prediction is Packers 27, Bears 3. There we go. What are we talking about over here? What do you think? I got this. What do you think the key ways for the Packers to win this game? You know, stop the run on defense. Don't let them run all over you. And on defense, just get at Caleb Williams. Like when they do throw, and then offensively, push the ball down the field. Like play aggressive. Don't do this, you know, try to stay in the game stuff. Like, especially if they run the ball, that's going to be like their game plan. So don't try to match them. I mean, I believe firmly in running the ball, but to an extent, push the ball down the field. Let them know what you got. If you got Jayden Reed especially, push the ball downfield. Let's get a 400-yard game for Jordan Love, 4 touchdowns, and a big win. You know what I mean? Don't play scared. Play with some fire. Play like you know the Green Bay Packers offense you can be, you know what I mean? No Tucker Kraft. Musgrave's going to step up. Everyone's going to step up and put the throttle on the Bears defense, you know what I mean? Let's get after it, Green Bay. Get this damn. He wasn't on the sideline praying. I'm not sure who we're talking about right there, Ryan. I ain't going to lie to you. I forget. We like the Bears being the 1 seed that gives home field advantage at two fields in Lambeau and Chicago. Like we have two shots at home field advantage over there. You know what I mean? Packers don't lose. When's the last time? Hey, Vinny, can you check this? When's the last time the Packers lost at Chicago? When's the last? Because they haven't lost a game against the Bears since 2018. That one win they got was in Lambeau, as you might have heard from a Bears fan from time to time. But I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see how good of a producer Vinny is. You know what I mean? Zane said, I hope Parsons gets 2 sacks to break his season high. I absolutely hope. I hope he gets 16 of those things. No, but I would love to see Parsons get a multiple sack game. He kind of went in there and he was talking trash about the Bears a little bit, saying he doesn't like the Bears, but it wasn't even with the rivalry. I just think Parsons just likes to talk, and I like it. I like it. I don't mean that in a bad way. I think he just his philosophy was kind of like he was saying is like they're the big dog, and if you want respect, you got to beat them. I don't think that you need to get respect from the Bears, though. I don't agree with them in that way because I don't think they're worthy. Who cares? But I do
answer
believe
your question, Matt.
What do you
December 12th, 2021. The Packers.
So 2021, the last time. No, because the Packers.
Well, that's according here. Hang on, let me double check.
Yeah, because they haven't lost. They haven't lost since 2018 up until last year at Lambeau. So. I don't know. You chat GPT in that thing? What you got?
That's yeah. I think she lied to me. Yes.
And Ryan said it's been 5 years.
Oh, hey, and by the way, I looked also real quick to get this one off my chest here. I looked on 5 different websites, and the last time the Packers made a transaction with Seattle to get a player was September 1st. The only transaction that was done today was they placed defensive lineman Devontae Wyatt on injured reserve. So I do not see anything picking up anybody from Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know. You calling everyone a liar?
No, I'm not
Tom
calling a liar.
says,
I just don't see it.
Tom says, Matt, how hyped are you going to be if the Packers lose? I don't think we're ever going to find out. You know what I mean? I just don't think we'll ever know. It'll probably be a mystery. It'd be like, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to go to like a different time warp of like a different world where like the Bears didn't suck. You know what I mean? Greg says the Lambeau crowd will be a factor this week. Love needs to light it up like he did against the Lions. Green Bay receivers could be the difference in this game. Yeah, dude, keep catching the ball. They kind of, it hasn't been an issue. I shouldn't even mention it. Don't have stupid penalties. Don't have drive killing penalties. And don't get any turnovers. We're not asking for much, you know what I mean? And Jordan Love's been playing clean with the ball. He only has a few interceptions over there. And yeah, so I don't expect the Packers offense to really struggle too much. But it could be a lower scoring game because whenever I kind of think it's going to be like a lighted up type of game, not that I think it's going to be a lighted up type of game. I don't think it's going to be like 40s, but I think it's going to be, that mid-range, like, late 20s, 30s type game. I don't have a score prediction right now.
Okay, Matt. I've got this updated for you. The last time the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers in Chicago at Soldier Field was on December 16th, 2018, when they won 24-17.
There you go. 2018. That's ownership right there. They started leasing, they started subletting it. You know what I mean? That's how much ownership they have. There we go. Aaron says, just hope they don't play flat after that mini bye. Yeah, that's the thing. They got to come out swinging. They got to come out in the first quarter, put points up, sustain drives. They can't be 3-0. They gotta come out swinging, and just let them know, dude. Let them know. I got you, Tommy. You know what I mean? I like your last name too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that. What's that? Lazari? I like that. I'm probably saying it bad, but shout out to Tommy over here. You know what I mean? Chicago said, what does Chicago say? You know what I mean? I forgot what we were talking about. Philly Boy said, I heard 6'4", 355-pound lineman. It might just not be up there right now. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what he's looking at, but, everyone's saying it's probably true. He's not seeing it. Jet says, Parsons will make Williams so scared that he will be benched by the second quarter. There you go. Go Pack Go, says Jordan. And Ryan says, Bears are better than the Browns and the Panthers. Stop acting like it's going to be an easy one. Dude, the whole Browns and Panthers thing is just stupid. It's silly. The Bears lost to the Vikings with frickin' McCarthy, bro. The worst quarterback in all the NFL. That's how it goes. You lose games. The Browns had a great defense. They got after the Packers. The offense couldn't get it going. They just couldn't get past it. You know what I mean? And the Panthers got some wins since then, you know what I mean? But, yeah, they're bad losses. But the Bears have them, too. People have every team has bad losses in the NFL. Show me a team in the NFL that doesn't have a bad loss. They all have them. So like that whole like you lost this team, we beat that team, and it doesn't matter. Like Lions fans are saying the same thing. Like, oh, you guys tied the Cowboys, we beat them. Yeah, we beat you twice. You know what I mean? That's what matters. We about to find out. Who cares who beat who? Chicago's coming to Lambeau Field this Sunday. We gonna find out who's who right there. You know what I mean? And the fact that the Bears didn't use their tickets, they gave the tickets back to Green Bay because nobody wanted them. Because nobody wants to come watch that L over in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You know what I mean? And here we go. What's up, Aaron? Right back to normal. That mini bye has me concerned. Hopefully, coach has them ready to play. No, I think it's good. They had time to rest, get some guys healthy, figure out some stuff with Jaden Reed, whoever's gonna, whether he's gonna play or not. I feel like that's good to kind of give some guys a little rest, but they got to stay motivated. But dude, there's no chance they're not gonna stay motivated. This is the Bears, dude. This is the most important Packers-Bear game in a long time. The Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC. You're playing your biggest rival, the biggest rivalry in the NFL, the oldest rivalry in the NFL at Lambeau Field. And it's for the division. It's for, big spot in the NFC. Like, if they can't get hyped up for this, then I don't know what it takes. You know what I mean? This is a big-time game for both teams, equally. Both these teams want to they want to sweep because no matter what team sweeps, it's going to put the other team in the dust. We're at the end of the season, coming up over here. So these are big games. Here we go. Green Bay can throw the ball this week. Chicago gave up 42 against the Bengals. See, there you go. You know what I mean? We have a stat for everything, right? Shout out to Zane over here. And Chris Lister. I like that name. Sounds like a serial killer. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chris. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. Matt, have you seen the clip of Parsons at practice pretending to be Caleb Williams and the D-line chasing after him? Dude, this is a great... I appreciate this comment because I would have forgot about this. I saw this today on Twitter, right? And Bears fans were, laughing at it. And oh, Parsons is not nearly as fast as Caleb Williams, but he is faster than Caleb Williams by a speck. They have their 40 times. He is a point over him or whatever. But it doesn't matter if that goes back to the point of Bears fans just absorbing their whole life on the Packers. Because every team does this when you're playing a quarterback that can scramble. They find a fast guy, someone that they can put back there and kind of run around and make the defense chase after him. And Parsons is very, very fast. People don't realize this. This is not a big, bulky defensive end. This is a different human. His fastest time running on the field, I think it was over 20 miles an hour, and it's almost the same as Caleb Williams' fastest time running on the field. So Bears fans first of all, why would you care? Because if the Packers are playing someone, and I mean Jordan Love isn't a scrambler, but if they were, we had a scrambling quarterback, and they were like, hey, this guy, I'd be like, oh, that guy sucks. He can't run as fast as my quarterback. It's just a weird thing, dude. It's just a weird little ego thing that they got over there. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, Parsons was out there. They're trying to chase him around. I think it's a good thing to do, and I think all teams should do it. Like when you're playing. Scrambling quarterbacks, you should try to, get them ready for it because, dude, first of all, Caleb Williams is a freak, dude. When it comes to, being able to escape the pocket, his best moments are really, really good. I mean, they're not always there, you know what I mean? But, he can get away. He can make some stuff happen. You could have him dead to rights. He can move, and he can throw it downfield. You know what I mean? Is it going to be accurate? You know what I mean? We'll find out Sunday. But, he's definitely a guy that can make some dudes miss and just run downfield if you give him the opportunity. You know what I mean? Every game is different each week, Ryan. There you go. It is. That is what it is. Travis, we've gone 11-5 in the last 16 games at Soldier Field, dude. You know what I mean? I like that right there. Yeah, but he went all 9 on us. Here we go. Eric says, Bears always bring their A game against us, but we eventually prevail. Yeah, they do. These games, even throughout the history, when both teams ain't good, one team's really good, it seems like that the lesser team always kind of pops up and plays for a lot of these. And not all of them. There's been some doozies where the Packers threw up 42 in that first half or whatever. Bears fans don't want to talk about that. That's a pass. You know what I mean? We're going to leave that in the past. But it did happen. But, a lot of times, they're close games, though. So, and now, both teams, are even. We're going to find out who's got that little nudge, you know what I mean? But here we go. Because Green Bay is a shit town. So what's that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? First of all, it's not. But that's all people do. I'm not even going to get into the whole Chicago-Green Bay comparisons. You know what I mean? I'll just say we don't wear both fractions over here. I'm going to watch in Las Vegas. Oh, dude, the Vegas. That's a good time right there. You know what I mean? Philly boy. One of today's only NFL minor transitions saw the Packers claim defensive tackle Quinton Bohanna after Seattle put him on waivers. There you go. So we got it straight from Philly boy. He wouldn't lie to us. I think we got a video about to be rolling up over here. Oh yeah, so that's the video of Micah Parsons right there. They're chasing him around. He got some wheels on him, you know what I mean, making him move around. No, but yeah, Caleb Williams can make him. They can exhaust you. They can wear you out. He can wear out a little bit. I don't think he's gonna do anything crazy for us, but I do think that that he can. They have to stay in their lanes and whatnot. You know what I mean? Absolutely huge game. And lost to the Saints after beating the Packers. Who was that? Was that one of those teams? Panthers, huh? Or one of them? I don't know. But there you go. I don't know who that was. All right, so we're gonna get to a few more comments, and then we got another question over here. Stacey says, Ryan, don't quit your day job because you would fall as a vacation planner. I like she's throwing shots. That's she getting Stacey getting after it. You don't have A-Rod anymore. Love isn't that guy. It's close. Caleb will get it done. Dude, first of all, if you look at all right, if you know Ryan, come on. You're over here trolling. I know you're trolling. I know you're smarter than that. Anyone who doesn't think Jordan Love's that dude, check out the touchdown interception ratio. Check out his quarterback rating. Yeah, I know you point to Caleb Williams. He's got similar numbers in some things, but not like completion percentage, not like some key factors. But I think Caleb Williams is not having a bad year. I'm not even dogging Caleb Williams because I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's a bust or anything. I just don't think I don't think their offense can compete with the Packers. I just don't think that. You know what I mean? St. Nick comes tonight. My wife told me that. You know what I mean? I didn't know. But so hopefully I wake up with some presents or whatever you get in St. Nick. Candy, I think. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, they were like, yeah, he missed us. But here we go. Ryan Carmichael, insane crime rate in Chicago done. All right. We're going to get into bashing each other's cities, you know what I mean? That's where we are in this level of rivalry. Just got home from a birthday dinner. There you go. What's up, Kevin? Hope it was a good time, you know what I mean? Packers practice plan today against Caleb, you know what I mean? They were getting after it over there. But so let's get to the question there, Vinny. We got another question dialed in.
Yep, I'm all set for you. Here we go.
All right, so if you were a bartender, who would you serve first? A Lions fan, a Vikings fan, or a Bears fan? All right, so I want you to answer this question, people. Right here in the chat. If you were a bartender, who would you serve first? A Lions fan, a Vikings fan, or a Bears fan? This is a tough question there, Vinny. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'd probably serve the Lions fan first because they probably sad. They need a drink because they never have even been to the Super Bowl. They've never, you know what I mean? They've never even got that feeling of like even getting there and losing. You know what I mean? The Vikings got there and lost 4 times. So I'd probably give it to them next. You know what I mean? And then the Bears. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I don't know. I know some Bears fans, so I might give it to the Bear fan first. Because Bear fans, I feel like, are more fun to hang out with. You know what I mean? But I know some Lion fans who are cool, too. I'm confused. So let's see what everyone else is saying over here. Let's see. We got Aaron says the Viking fan. He's giving the Viking fan the first drink. And then Bart Winklershow, shout out, buddy. Packers by 20. Love the show. Appreciate you, Bart. You know what I mean? Just, trying to get on your level a little bit. We're a little bit different, but you know what I mean? Janelle said she's giving the first drink to the Vikings. And we got a lot of people giving it. I think, is it sympathy? You know what I mean?
I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, they lost 4 Super Bowls. So you're giving it to them. Lions fan, not fake, and are deprived. There you go, Kevin. Tom Lazare. He says, Rampage, you always make me laugh. Hey, I appreciate you, Tom. You know, we're having a good time over here.
You probably would have to give it to a Lions fan first because they'd probably whine if they didn't get it first.
I know, right? They get all mad. Like, what? You don't get it? No, drink, huh? Lions fan, they have way more worse luck in comparison to other teams. Yeah, and then just because of how horribly their team has been run for a lot of years, and that's not even a stab at them, but like they had Barry Sanders, they had some really good situations to do stuff, but at that time they just didn't care. They had Matt McMillan, that horrible GM for all those years. Oof. He's like every year he's like, we're drafting a wide receiver. They had like Kelvin Johnson and just like nothing else. It just wasn't, they always just like, they had the people. They had the Hall of Famers. They just couldn't make it work. So, I get that. Give it to a Lions fan over here. Lions first, then Bears last is Vikings. I feel like Bears fans, I know a few of them, they can get down. I feel like if you're down for a long haul, you're really getting after it drinking-wise. But then they're going to talk about 1985. So you're like, all right, that's enough of that. Do you think Marshawn Lloyd can have real impact if he comes back? His highlights are insane from college. He is so injury prone, though. I think he can. I don't think he's going to really fast because I think they just took him off that. They got that 21-day window right here. I think he's practicing or whatnot. But I think he can, but just can't. He's not on the field, so we really don't know. But I feel like he's got the talent. Everyone feels like he's got the talent, but he's just got to. And then hopefully, he just gets past it and then no more injuries. You know what I mean? Because some players have that. They just get bad luck with injuries. I don't think like people always talk about injuries. They talk about this guy's soft. This guy's soft. I'm not saying you're saying that, but like. Sometimes it's just unlucky. Like they don't want to be injured. They're not especially when guys tear up their knee and they're like, he's soft. Like, no, did you see the helmet hit his knee? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? So, hopefully he can get past it. Because I think he has the tools. You know what I mean? He's got the tools in the toolbox. You know what I mean? Adam Thielen is with the Steelers now. I did see that. He asked for a which is funny because the whole thing with Adam Thielen coming back to the Vikings, everyone's like, Adam Thielen's back. This team's going to get out there. McCarthy's going to do this and that. And then fast forward to whatever week we're on, and Thielen's like, just cut me, dude. Just cut me. Let me live my life. Give me a chance to eat. We're starving over here. It's like the Titanic. We're going down. Throw me a life vest. You know what I mean? But here we go. Stacy. She says, I would serve a Lions. They are tame. Also, I was a bartender and have good judgment. There you go. Bartenders have the best judgment. The sketchy folks when you see them. You know what I mean? Vikings are so fake. Are too fake. There you go. It's sympathy, says Janelle. You know what I mean? Just going to remind everyone, the Bears still suck. You know what I mean? It's worthy of reminder. We got to do the little, we go do a little bit. You know what I mean? It is Bears week, people. Let me live rent-free right now. You know what I mean? Oh, Bears still suck. Trash organization. Here we go.
Hey,
Karen.
That's going to be a good lead-in for the
down
next question then, too.
And see who catches it. What do you got, Vinny?
That's going to be a good lead-in for the next question then, too.
There you go.
With the
Which
Bears
one?
sucking. With the Bears
Oh, yeah,
sucking.
it will. Fred G says, I don't like late games now. I got to go to bed after pre-gaming, then in gaming, then post-gaming, and then drunk at Chuck at 8:30. You got a lot going on over there, Fred. You know what I mean?
I know the fielding. I'm old and bedtime's like 6:30. Yeah, so I know the fielding.
Well, this week it's at 3:30, the game.
Yeah.
It's the next Bears game. That's a night game. But either way, naps are good. You know what I mean? Get after it.
Naps are good. Yes.
Greg, he said, I'd tell them you get nothing. I think he's trying to get you to play that.
He is really okay. All right, you know what? I can.
I would give it to the Vikings cheerleaders. There you go, Chammy boy.
Nothing.
I talked over it. You finally gave it to him.
I did. Yeah. Here.
You get nothing.
Okay, pronounce Tom Laz like jazz. Okay, array. So Tom.
So Lazare.
There you go, Lazare. That's way better.
Lazare. Yeah.
Well, Lazare. Yeah, the R-E-E. There you go. Tom Lazare. That's a good name right there.
That's a catchy name. Yeah.
We all learned it together, too. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tom. Real bummer taking Bart of the air, going to miss his show. Listen to him every night from Chicago. He's awesome. He has a good show. He's loud. People love him. You know what I mean? He's a well-known dude. I see people him and going at it on Twitter, dude. It's a beautiful thing. I love people on Twitter who really just get after people. I get after people a little bit, but I don't like to, but I like people who are just dedicated to the craft, and he's one of them. You know what I mean? What's up, Philly boy? Lions fans, worst luck. Did you see the offensive pass interference yesterday? Ridiculous. You know what I mean?
That was ridiculous.
I did see some of that. I did, yeah. I've seen Lion fans too. That I ain't gonna talk about that. Almost sounds like Landry. You know what I mean? I know that. What's up, Ricky boy? How you doing over here? All right, so we got another question I want to get to, but we got some comments over here. You see the recent video from Ahman Green saying he found out that 60% of players don't like to be physical if they don't have to. I mean, I think that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't like to be physical if I don't have to. You know what I mean? If I'm at Walmart, someone bumps into me, I'll let it slide. But if stuff goes down, I run away.
Go, Grandma. Back the hell up.
All right, we got another question over here. Hit us with another question there, Vinny, and then be sure to hammer the chat, answer the question. Let's work this out together.
All
Let's
right,
have a
this-
good time.
this is
Let's
a
have a
fun
good
one.
time, people.
This is a fun one, folks.
What do we got here? If you could bring back a former Packer player, dead or alive, to stomp on the Bears, who would it be and why? All right, so you can bring back one player, one former Packer, dead or alive, to stomp on the Bears. Who would it be and why? All right, I'll give my answer. I pick alive. You know what I mean? I feel like dead players would not be impacted at all.
Well, no, come on. If they come back, they're alive. But I'm talking a player that has passed on. You could bring back to life to play. Okay.
All right. No, but I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
you could say
if he came back dead, it's not going to work. Yeah.
Yeah. But you could say like Charles Woodson put back there. But like if you had like, you know, I mean, obviously you got Rashawn Gary, whatever. But if you could somehow have Parsons and Reggie White on the same field, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oof.
Like, and then the way they use Micah too, they can move some stuff around. But if you could somehow have Reggie White and Micah Parsons on the same field, I feel like no quarterback, like they would. I don't even know what they would do.
That was my pick also, Matt, by the way. Yeah, Reggie.
Yeah,
I'd bring
Reggie
back
White
Reggie.
was just, fierce. And then there's no way. Like, if you had two of any, like, you could, even non-Packers, Lawrence Taylor, and you put him with Myles Garrett or, Parsons or, like, these guys, like, I don't, because obviously teams can't afford to have, and then they really don't make them. There's not that many of them available either. But, yeah, Reggie White, if he was on that defensive line, Mike Parsons,
Two closers on the line, it's over.
and Rashawn Gary, if they could kind of like use Micah different areas and in different ways, like I just feel like, that would be fantastic. You know what I mean? Oh, shout out to Tommy Boy. I can't say that part of it though. You know what I mean? Because I don't bear down. You know what I mean? As Jordan Love once said on Twitter, I don't bear down though. Rick says I signed up for Twitch. I'll give you another watcher there once in a while. There you go, Rick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Helping the algorithm over there. Who loses the Bears game? Loser have a hard time making playoffs. It depends. If it's a sweep, I feel like if it's not a sweep, they're still in it. But the top seed and the bottom seed is like they have the same record. I think the top seed Bears are whatever, 9 wins, right? I think it's the Niners at the bottom seed, and they're also 9 wins. And the Packers are up there with 8 wins with a tie at 6. So, yeah.
said, well,
Reggie
all I
White,
know is if-
yeah.
All I know is if the
content.
Packers win, they'll get the number 1 seed, and how tight it is, the Bears actually drop to the 7th seed.
Yeah. But so if they split, it makes a big difference. If one sweeps, it really puts the other one in a bad spot.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, because they're 2 out of 3, the two games in 3 weeks. So
the key in the NFC this year is to win your division. That's the key.
For sure. And getting back to that question we had, Chris says, Reggie White and Micah Parsons. Yeah, dude, I think we got Hype Television in the building. And Hype Television, tell them where you have Carry the G meet up over there in Green Bay Saturday night. Tap all the info in the comment and we'll throw it out there. We shout them out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Give them some love.
Where's it at? Deb said Reggie White. You know what I mean? Sterling
Yes,
Sharp, best
Deb.
wide receiver. That crossed my mind. Sterling Sharp, but I feel like the Packers wide receiver situation is
Good
very
one, Eric.
crowded, and
Good
not
one.
that Sterling Sharp would have a problem sitting right on top of that situation. But I feel like if they had just a massive pass rush on the other side of Micah, they would just, and Rashawn Gary can't be that dude, you know what I mean? A big shout out to Rashawn Gary. I like Rashawn Gary, but, obviously he's not Reggie White. No one's Reggie White. But, yeah, if they could have just, because Reggie White was just, I don't even know, like, how those guys would play against guys today. Like, I don't know. He might even be better. You know what I mean? Aaron says Reggie White because he was an absolute monster. Yeah, he was just a record, dude. He would just, dude, here, dude. Speaking of, I can't finish sentences. Philly Boy said, it's number 66. Plug the hole. Yeah, dude, Ray Nitschke, dude. But I feel like he'd get kicked out of the game. Like the second series, second defensive drive. He's over there just punching quarterbacks in the side of the face. He was an absolute animal, dude.
That was a
Gilbert
beast.
Brown would be fired. Oh yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways because Wyatt
Stop
going
the
down.
run.
You put Gilbert Brown in the middle. That would be huge. That's probably one of the better answers that I've seen.
Gravedigger. Yeah.
Besides my own, because I'm pretty smart, you know what I mean? No, but yeah, I think Hilla Brown would be the second to Reggie. And I mean, you know, I can see saying first because just the need and just to plug that hole right there in the middle, especially taking on the Bears right here. Bring back Ray Nitschke to put a hurt on those running backs. You know, Ray Nitschke would pick people up and just throw them on the ground like a sack of potatoes. You know what I mean? I don't know if they had rules back then. They just did stuff. They clubbed quarterbacks in the head. They hit them in the head on purpose because they knew it would discombobulate them. Like, yeah, that's called a concussion. All right, bud? They didn't know. They were like, yeah, whenever we hit him on the side of the head, it makes them, you know, step back a little bit. Yeah, because you just rattled their brain. Clay pre-sack penalty area. Hey, you know what I mean? Clay Matthews, too. Yeah, he was a monster, dude. I would pick the owner of the Bears for multiple years and decades. It has been Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took that long to get a Rodgers in there.
I wouldn't say Rodgers. I mean, obviously, I think Rodgers is the best passer in football in the world. But I think we could use other.
Ooh, good.
I wouldn't say it's wrong. I think it's a great answer. Rick said Chuck Cecil, he was a beast and a hard-headed. Yeah, dude, Chuck Cecil, dude. He's another one that'd probably get kicked out of the game.
I think he killed someone on the field. I think that's how hard he hit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Chuck Cecil wasn't that. Like you go on YouTube and watch Chuck Cecil highlights, dude. It's like, bro, how was this guy? He should be in prison.
Yeah. There's
like in today's game, if he did that stuff, they're like, no, that's actual assault. They come right on the field and arrest him.
There's actually a little mini there's a mini documentary about Cecil on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check it out. Definitely. Yeah.
I think I might have seen that. I'm not sure. I heard about it for sure. But yeah, Charles Martin. Dude, it's funny because I saw a video on Twitter. You know, he did that late hit on McMahon back in the day, and it was horrible. It was you know, that's trash. You can't do that. But it's so old. Like, they're like, act like Packer fans should be mad about it. Like, oh, you guys are bragging about it because, like, someone commented on it. It's like, bro, that was a long time ago. And, dude, Jim McMahon follows me on social media. Like, Twitter and I think Instagram, too. Twitter for sure. And, dude, I like Jim McMahon. I think Jim McMahon is the coolest guy from that whole 85 Bears thing. I actually dig Jim McMahon a little bit. He always had that, like, and he played with the Packers. You know, he didn't play, but he was with the Packers in their Super Bowl. So, you know, I mean, I don't get enjoyment from, like, you know, there's no place for that. But it's, like, also, you know, happened a long time ago. I mean, I think, you know what I mean? There's plays like you watch Bears Packers rivalry highlights. There's a lot of plays where the Bears were just destroying the Packers in the 80s, throwing them over the bench and they doing all types of stuff. Packers doing the same thing. They were dirty. That was back in the 80s. That was insanely dirty by Charles Martin, and that was probably one of the dirtier things that you're gonna see on a clip. But you know what I mean? What are you gonna do? What's up, Sam? How you doing today? And Don Mikowski. Oh, Don Mikowski. Shout out to Don Mikowski, you know what I mean? I got an autographed jersey, Don Mikowski. I forgot I had it. I was moving some stuff around. I found it, so I'm going to get that thing framed. That was from the Green Bay guy. Shout out to the Green Bay guy. Got me that Don Mikowski jersey. That was pre-choke. Here we go. Matt, you ever hit up Wisco tailgates? I have. Which tailgate are you talking about? You're talking about the tailgate right over there in the ambulance, right? Is that what you're talking about? There's a lot of tailgates, but if you're talking about that one, I have. Here we go. Merry Christmas. I'm in Green Bay. Let's go. But yeah, there we go. $9.99, baby. Appreciate you, though. Hype television. Dude, I know I got to dance. I don't want to dance right now. What's up, Hype television? The Bears absolutely do suck, you know what I mean? And here we go. We got Rev Trev NFL over here. Good evening, Matt. Bears fans are so loud about our Browns loss, but what happens when the Bears lose to Cleveland next week? Yeah, for real. And they lost to the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has bad losses. I don't know how you can talk about the Packers' bad losses when you have them, too. And then you bring them up like, well, you know, those different because the wind was that day. Phil said I bear down before hitting the showers, you know what I mean? Yeah, whenever I hear bear down, I just figure they're talking about their injury report. Here you go. Last 4 games, Packers giving up 125 yards per game and 6 rushing total touchdowns. There you go. You know what I mean? But it's not the last 4 games. Here we go. Kenny Clark is a huge loss. Yeah, absolutely. Kenny Clark is a huge loss, but Micah Parsons is a way bigger gain than Kenny Clark's a huge loss. You know what I mean? And they were doing all right without, you know, White got hurt. That was a big thing. But shout out to Kenny Clark, dude. I have a Kenny Clark bobblehead right here. You know what I mean? Kenny Clark's my dude. Kenny Clark has been on my podcast, like 4 or 5 times. So, all up can dude. I threw this ball on the first pitch at like a green, was it the Green Bay Blue Ribbons, was it? At the time? But anyways, that's what that ball was. Threw it right in the dirt. Catcher looked at me like, you just, disrespected the whole game of baseball there, bud. Here we go. Hype Television meetup. Our Hagemeister's Park Bar, Saturday at 7 p.m. So Saturday at 7 p.m., Hagemeister Park Bar. They got Cheesehead TV. No, the Carry the G beer with Cheesehead TV. Meetup. So go over there, drink yourself some Carry the G. Carry the G, some fine beer. You know what I mean? We got some right here. You gotta Carry the G. This is the original.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. Really suck.
Go get yourself. Go check it out. Meetup. Hagemeister Park Bar, Saturday, 7 p.m. I won't be able to make it, but go check them out. Support the cause. Carry the G. All the folks over there. Hype Television, Cheesehead TV. All great, fantastic folks. You know what I mean? So go check them out over there. And there we go. Aaron, that's my second. Gilbert. Yeah, Gilbert Brown would be awesome for right there. And now we got I Throw content. I'm heading to Green Bay for the game Sunday, tomorrow morning. Any places that are good for eat around there. Like if you're eating breakfast, dude, the pancake place. It's over there, I think in the Military, if I'm remembering right. You know what I mean? I live there. My wife used to work there. Great restaurant. A lot of, that's where like a lot of the famous folk work. It's kind of like, it's kind of got its own little lore. But pancake place is absolutely great. Great pancakes, great everything, great atmosphere. Packers, like they do. I've seen the videos they do Go Pack Go and all this stuff. I follow them on Facebook. So, if you want a burger, Crow's is like a place right across the street from Lambeau Field. A lot of people go to. I like that place. Some people have different opinions on it, but I think it's fantastic. I've been going there since I was a child. You know what I mean? And back in the day, it was always like a cool thing to go. There was like a treat. You know what I mean? So Crow's the spot, and they just updated a lot of their stuff. Then you got Stadium View down there. You got Doozies. You got the bar. There's a lot of places around Lambeau Field to get food and drinks and whatnot. You know what I mean? And then there we go. You go downtown, you get the fancier folk stuff. You know what I mean? There you go, Aaron. Oh yeah, I think we already got to that one. Here we go. Johnny Jolly says, Andy. Yeah, I like that. You know what I mean?
Johnny Jolly, wow.
Yeah, that's a good grab right there. We got Bill PG on P13, $5, baby. Oh, we gotta do this right here. We gotta earn that $5. I appreciate you, Bill. Imagine the Chicago narrative if we totally dominate. Dude, that's the beautiful thing. That's one of the greatest things is if the Packers can dominate. If they can go in there, punch them in the face, and get a nice win, 34-17, like it's kind of how they did the Lions, like week 1, just kind of control it. You don't have to be like, just lighten them up, but just control the game and have a good win. It would just implode their whole fan base and everything around them, and then that would be more enjoyable than just being the number 1 seed and taking that spot in the number, in the NFC North. Yeah, that would be awesome. But we're gonna see. We go see if they can do that, Bill, and I think they can. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they will. We're gonna see. Bears are gonna put up a fight. It's a big game for the Bears. Townsend, I bet Matt LaFleur's hair will be on point. Probably, dude. I mean, he works in a place where a barber's there.
He's well groomed.
Talks about like Matt LaFleur. Look at all the coaches in the league. All their hairs kept up. All the players' hairs are kept up because they have barbers. I know the barber. The Packer barber. I think there's more than one, but I know. Hand can. You know what I mean? Check him out over on the Instagram. You know what I mean? Does a great job. And Jordan says, oh, all right, we're getting beef over here. Ryan, Bears give up 135 per game for the whole year. What's your point? Going back to the other comment. I like it, Jordan. You know what I mean? Let them know your thoughts. I feel like we're eavesdropping in here, you know what I mean? Raju would be cool, too. He didn't have enough time to play anyways. Yeah, his career, that sucks that he walked away, but I get it. Whatever situations he had, they had to do that. But, yeah, he was a huge talent, dude. But I think he found good stuff in life and whatnot. Jim McMahon, good people. Yeah, for sure he is. And that's the thing. Like, I hate the Bears. I don't hate the Bears players. I don't hate Brian Urlacher. I don't hate, there's some players I really don't like, but I don't hate Bears fans either. This is, we go back and forth. It's fun, but like, it's football. Jim McMahon is cool. That's what it is. He's just a cool, whenever you got those big glasses, those 80s, he was just a cool dude back then. You know what I mean? I think Jason Dart got that Jim McMahon style. He might have it. You know what I mean? I like how he plays, though, for sure. Dart. I think he's gonna be fun to watch next year. Wonder how many fights will break out. Hope there's no ejections unless it's the Bears. I don't know that there's not usually too many ejections from Packers, but I bet that it's more for Packer Bear games than anything else. I can't figure that out in my head though. Getting ejected from a Packer game, like I would never get in a fight in a Packer game. Like someone would have to like physically attack me because like why am I'm not gonna fight you. He's like, oh, the Packers are good. Like, your Bears are better. And then you just start fighting. Like, just, you know what I mean? I'm a very passionate Packer fan, but I'm not going to be like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think like, they're not going to come help you if you start losing. You know, Jordan Love's not going to jump in like, hey, he's in trouble. He was defending us. He was defending our honor. We must defend him now. No, you're just going to get beat down and kicked out. You know what I mean? Karen said Rodgers and Jordy. Those were some good years right there. Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson did. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, we got to do that. Here we go. Thank you, Karen, over there. $5. This isn't even dancing at this point. I just move around. You know what I mean? Here we go. BJ Raja, I still remember him picking off Caleb Haney and scored a touchdown. You know what I mean? Dude, that was so beautiful.
Hey, actually, that's a great lead in. We have one last final question, which works perfect for it.
I'm out of beer.
Okay, all right, good. Okay. Jesse, thank you for the lead in. That is perfect for this one. So here we go. Last final question for everybody.
Hurry up. Just kidding. Best Packers versus Bears game of all time. All right, so what's your favorite Packers Bears game all time? Dude, I know mine like right away. All right, I don't know. It's the best. It's my favorite for sure. All right, so picture this. I don't know what game it was. I don't have a memory like that. You ever see like Aaron Rodgers like describe a game and be like, oh yeah, 2016 second quarter, 13 seconds left on the play clock, and we audibled. And he does the whole
Partly
thing.
cloudy, 37 degrees.
But the game Rodgers got hurt, right? Was that week 1? Came out, got hurt. Dude, that game was so crazy to me. You know that he goes down. My phone's just going off. 'Cause I talk a lot of trash on the internet, you know. And so Bears fans, and back then I had all notifications on everything. And my phone was like, and I was just sitting there, and I just started drinking. I was like, all right, this sucks. This is not, Rodgers is hurt. He's going to be out, and the season's in danger. I don't know the situation. But then he comes back, and then he started winning, and he did that huge, comeback. And then I made this video because I didn't have like a ton of followers back then. I don't remember how many I had or whatever. It wasn't, obviously as known as now. And I made this video, and I was like, what now, Bear fans? And I got this beer, man. I'm just like yelling, just screaming stuff the Packers won. It was such cool. And that was like my biggest video, like at that point. But that was just great, just because Rodgers came back. And then he's like, my knee! I think that was the my knee one, wasn't it? I think so. But that was my favorite one. So let us know, what's your favorite or the best Packers-Bears game that you remember over here? We got a few comments before we get to those, but hit it up, you know what I mean? Fuzzy Thurston hated the Bears, and Mike Ditka, they even had beef in the tunnel. Yeah, there's some guys that hate each other. That's just not the case anymore. Now a lot of them are friends, you know what I mean? And but Fuzzy Thurston, dog, real good guy. I met him as a kid a few times. He used to have a bar by my mom's job over there, Lindemann's Cleaning, shout out, you know what I mean? Aaron, do you got the video when Raji interception in the NFC Championship game? I don't think, we don't have that queued up, but it's a good one, you know what I mean? That 9 to you, Matt. No, it ain't. Nah, it ain't. Here we go. Where do you think the defense this year ranks among our other best defensive years? Oh, that's a good one. I mean, it's got to be up there, dude. I mean, when's the last time the Packers had defense like this? I think you say 2010, but I don't even think it was like the whole year. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I think it's the best one in a while.
I think
we're gonna
this one,
see, like, how
this
it
one
ends.
ranks like the mid-90s, like the Fritz Shermer defense.
Yeah,
with Reggie.
I don't think that, just the way the pass rush is, the secondary we kind of thought was going to be, struggling throughout the year. They're kind of stepping up. They're kind of do their thing. It helps a lot more when you have a pass rush. But, yeah, I think this defense is special. Do you ever chat with Chris Jackie? He's a good guy to have on the show. This dude has a strong opinion for a kicker. I've had him on my podcast way back in the day. You know what I mean? Haven't talked in a long time. Tell me, boy. He said, well, we're going to bear down on your... I almost choked laughing, you know what I mean? I almost died, Tom. You almost took a Packer fan out. Butkus was crazy throwing people until he found the quarterback. Yeah, he was. I mean, the Bears had a lot of dogs over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. My brother and sister-in-law met Clark. You mean Kenny Clark? He's a good dude. I was with fam, but I'm here. What's up, Victoria? Thanks for being here. You know what I mean? We're almost going to wrap this thing up pretty quick. We're at, over 9 minutes over here, but people still talking, so we'll keep going. Great podcast tonight. You calmed the trash talk anxiety and pumped me up even more than I am. Go Pack Go. Dude, if you're a Packers fan, dude, you should be excited. I think if you're a Bears fan, you probably should be too. You know what I mean? There's no reason I'm not dogging on Bears fans. Dude, I think both these fan bases should be excited. This is the first meaningful Packer game in a long time, and the Packers have all the tools to beat the Bears. They've been getting after it. I feel like that defense, they're not going to get run over like that. I feel like the Packers offense is going to push the ball down the field. We're going to see what the Bears offense can do against the defense. You know, there's no reason why they Bears fans shouldn't be excited after watching that run game. But I as a Packer fan, I think there's every reason to think the Packers can win this game. I think it's going to be a good one, dude. You know what I mean? I think we got a video queued up here as requested. So let's see what we got here.
Under the
Oh, here we go.
of Caleb Haney.
Caleb Haney under center. Back to throw. He's looking quick pass. That's going to be B.J. Rossi. Intercepted the 5. Touchdown! Look, get a little groove on there, baby. Get your groove on there, B.J. You know what I mean? There we go. The iconic play right there. I should have been doing watch parties back then. You know what I mean? I should have been doing watch parties back then.
Philly with the scoreboard.
That's funny.
Yes.
Bears no starting linebackers as of last week. So yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for the Bears. I mean, they're missing Oduzzi. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's gonna be huge. There'll be a lot of chat rolling in from that video, I think, right here. And Stacy says, when the Pack won at Lambeau 3 years ago, when my kid and daughter-in-law flew out, met you and Matt and Packers here in Georgia, and saw my kid on Jumbotron. Yeah, I remember meeting up with them. Fantastic folks. We had a good time, you know what I mean? And so what do you got going on here, Vinny? What are you doing? We're looking at every hand, you know what I mean? It's small. All right, here we go. Jordan, oh yeah, right here. This is another iconic one. Yeah, dude, that was awesome. Dude, that was special. Randall Cobb, Bear killer right there, dude. That's what it is right there. Tommy Boy says, you were awesome, Matt. Keep looking forward. The game of the week. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good one right here. I think we're going to wrap this up here in a minute here. Rick says, great podcast tonight, Matt. Shout out to Vinny doing a superb job. You know what I mean? Vinny gets after it.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you, Victoria. Badger State, everyone. Tommy Boy, Bears fan, you know what I mean? Some Bears fans are all right, you know what I mean? Some Bears fans are cool. That's why I like doing this stuff, talking to all different types of people. But okay. We got one comment right here. Chester McCarkle runs the blocked field going for a touchdown, you know what I mean? And it wasn't, he wasn't making a snowman, but he had to snow, you know what I mean? Here we go. Goosebumps every time talking about that play. We're going to wrap this thing up, though, you know what I mean? Hey, Vinny, did you have a good time?
I had a great time, dude. And everybody is
That's all
great.
that
You know what?
matters.
And honestly, I don't mind Bears fans either. I like them better than a lot of fans in the league. We've learned to coexist. Sure, we get after each other, but we exist well.
Dude, my thing is, in real life, all fans are cool, right? Most fans you run into, I know Viking fans, Bear fans, Lion fans, you run in real life, you're not over here just like dunking on them like nonstop. And that's all your friends, you know what I mean? You're screwing around. But like on social media, people get so serious and so crazy about it. And I don't get it. Like I had a Bears fan the other day telling me, because I was trolling Bears fans basically a little bit because it's fun for me. And he's like, you have over 20,000 followers, you know, on Twitter or whatever. And he's like, and this is how you use your audience. I'm like, dude, it's not that serious, bro. I'm just a Packer fan. Like, and then he's like, you lose all integrity and all this. I'm like, I don't have that integrity or credibility. He said, you lose all credibility. I was like, I don't have credibility. I work at a cheese factory and I bought a microphone and started a podcast. I'm not like, I don't have any breaking news. Like it's the people, I feel like some people just take themselves entirely way too serious. We're just fans talking about our favorite team. You know what I mean? And I think social media people kind of get nasty and they get after it, but people don't realize they're not doing that. You go to Lambeau Field, you see a Bears fan, you know what I mean? You're not dogging them. You're not like, you know, being a dick. You know what I mean?
And Chicago's having a good year. Congratulations. You
Yeah,
guys
let's
are
take it easy.
finally
We don't
having a
wanna go too
really
far
good
with it,
year.
Vinny.
But,
We don't
but-
go too far with it, Vinny. I'll see you Sunday, man. We'll be tuned in. Go Pack Go. I appreciate it, Rick. We are going to be live this Sunday.
Live.
You know,
Sunday.
Tommy boy, you want to come watch your team lose with me? You know what I mean? Come hang out, baby. But this Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Central Time, the Green Bay Packers from Lambeau Field taking out the Chicago Bears. And for the NFC North, the whole NFC is up for grabs. You know what I mean? The teams are stacked, very close record. Whoever wins this game stays in it. Whoever loses, ding, 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 ding. They drop it right on down. You know what I mean? We're going to find out who has it. In the first game out of 2 games in 3 weeks, who's going to take it? Shout out to everyone tuning in. Appreciate y'all. We're out of here. Go Pack Go. Let's stop out the Bears, baby.